Someone literally asked me this in my comment section. How can I become a CRS? Do I need to take a course? And honestly, I understand why you are asking because when you start looking for remote customer service job, it can feel like every job wants 3 years of experience, five different software certification, perfect English, and somehow 17 years of experience for a job you discovered just yesterday. So if you are trying to get your first remote service job, if you are trying to get your first remote customer service job and you have no idea where to start, this video is for you. Okay. I'm going to be breaking down exactly what you need, whether you need a course, what skills employers are actually looking for, where beginners can look for these jobs, how to build experience when nobody wants to give you experience, and how to position yourself so you're not just sending random 100 applications and hearing absolutely nothing. So, yeah, let's get into it. Hi, besties, welcome back. If you are new here, I create content around adulthood, career, morning, remote work, and trying to build a meaningful life while also following God. And today we are going to be talking about something very practical. How do you actually get a remote customer service job when you don't have customer service experience? Because I think there's a lot of confusion around this. People see customer service representative and immediately think, oh, I need a certificate, I need to know Zendesk, I need 5 years of experience, I need to have worked for an international company, right? And sometimes that's simply not true. So I'm gonna be breaking it down properly in this video. All right. So let's start. So what does customer service representative actually do? What do they do? So let's start with what the job actually is. Before you apply for something, you need to understand what you are actually applying for. A customer service representative is basically the person helping customers when they have questions, when they have problem, when they have complaint or need a assistance with a company product or services. So that's basically what customer service representative is all about. And that could happen through email, through live chat, through phone calls, social media, and sometimes even video calls, right? Depending on the company depending on the company you are actually working for, you might be answering questions, helping someone troubleshoot a problem, processing refunds, updating customer information, escalating issues, following up on customer complaints, or helping someone understand how to use a product. Okay. So I'm going to give an example of what you do as a customer service representative. So let's say this is it basically. So I'm going to give an example. This is an instance. Let's say your company is selling this product. What is it in my hand? This is headsets, right? This is a product. And then you are going to be working as a customer service representative for a company that sells this headset in bulk. Now, some persons might not even know how to operate it, and it is your work as a customer service to help people to understand the products and the services your company is offering. And it could be through live chats, like I mentioned, through phone calls, social media, and even video calls. So I think with that, I've been able to explain what being a customer service representative, what they do and how they do it, right? And so we're going to move to the next section. Another thing that I need you to understand is customer service is not just, hello, how may I help you? There's actually a lot more to it also. But we're going to be, sticking with the beginner level, of which in my, subsequent videos, I'm going to be explaining deeply into what customer service is all about. Now, the second question I want to address is, do you actually need a customer service course? Basically, um, you know, basically, this is the question that actually started this video because one of you guys sent me a message on WhatsApp and on, Facebook that do I need to take a course before I can actually become a customer service representative? My answer is simply not necessary, right? And I really want to let beginners hear this, because before you spend money on five different courses, before you even know whether customer service is something you want to do. So I want you to have a basic understanding before you say, oh, fine, I think I want to try it out, right? So I'm going to be explaining everything that you need to know about it. Like I mentioned earlier, a course can definitely help you. When you take a course, it can teach you the basis of, what customer service is all about. It can help you understand, customer service terminology. It can even give you something to actually put on your CV that, okay, this person eventually, take the course in customer service representative. They are certified, they can give you some level of confidence. It can boost your confidence, right? But let me tell you, having a certificate alone is not going to get you hired. An employer is ultimately asking one particular question, and what the question is, can this person communicate well with customers? Can they solve problem? Can they remain calm when someone is angry? Those are the questions they are asking, because an employer will not be the person, right, that would be, they have other things that they want to attend to, and that's why they are hiring you as a customer service representative. So can they follow instructions? Can they document information properly? Those are the questions they are trying to ask, right? And I'm going to help you give answers to that, like even within yourself, from this video, if it is something that you want to really dive into. Now, another thing you should understand is company are also looking for individuals that can represent their companies, professionally. Can they learn new tools? Those are the things that they require from you, not necessarily your certificate. In as much as certificate is very, very important, but the fact that you don't have a certificate does not mean you should disqualify yourself. Okay, so I'm going to be going into the next section. So, what skills do you actually need, to be a customer service representative? What are the skills that you need? So, if I were starting from zero today, these are the skills that I'm going to focus on if I want to work as a customer service representative. And of course, you guys know that I am an outbound sales agent. So, already I am a customer service representative. It's just that mine is divided into like two different parts, right? Right. I'm an outbound sales, but currently I'm an outbound sales person, but I started as a customer service representative, as a client relationship manager, and now I have moved to outbound, like cold caller, sales stuff, right? So I'm just going to give you everything that you need to know. So just stay with me. The first skill you will be needing is the skill of communication. Communication skill is very, very important. You need to be able to communicate clearly. I'm not saying you need big vocabulary or big English. Actually, that is not even what they are looking for in customer service representative job. That is not what they are looking for. Actually, sometimes you need to learn how to use simple English to communicate better, right? The simplicity of it is what they are actually looking for in customer service representative. What recruiters and employers are going to be looking for, right? So the second active skill you need to master as a customer service representative, or as someone that is aspiring to work in customer service representative job, customer service related job, right? I want you to understand that if you are always going to be on the phone like an inbound customer service representative person, you need to master the act of listening, because a customer may explain a problem in five different ways before you actually understand what is actually wrong, right? Some of the person that you are, speaking with might not know how to articulate what the issue is. So you might have to cultivate the habit of listening. If you're not somebody that enjoys listening, then you might not consider working as a customer service representative. That is the sincere truth. All right. So you need to master the act of listening to people. Another thing is you need to have a problem solving skill. This is very, very important because customer service representative job role is basically solving problem. You are solving problem. That's the sincere truth because the customer doesn't necessarily care that you don't know the answer immediately. So you need to be up on your feet and know how to solve problem. They care that you are actually going to help them, get the answers to the problems that they have, right? Not even mind that you yourself you have your own, slight problem and all of that. Another skill that you should master is emotional control. And this is one very important, skill that every customer service representative need to have. It is very, very important because sometimes people will be angry, people that are calling you. Okay, let me give you an instance that happened, while I was on a call. I think one of these days I'm gonna record my calls for you so that you guys can hear. I will also try as much as possible to blow out the customer's name, right? For the sake of privacy, right? There's sometimes that customers are going to be very angry. Okay, tell me about it. When a customer gets deducted, when they are, let's say they got deducted $50 three times, and then they call, of obviously expect them to be very angry. So you need to have the skill of emotional control. You need to be emotional intelligent and also know how to control emotion. You must be someone that is emotionally regulated, that things or bad words or bad energy or bad vibes from customer does not get into you. All right. Those are the things that you need to look into because like I mentioned earlier, people are going to be hungry. And sometimes you need to understand this particular word. They are not angry at you. They might be angry because their payment failed. They might be angry because their account is locked. They might be angry because their order has not yet arrived. They might be angry because their money has not yet reflected. And unfortunately, you are the person they talk to, and you are like the middleman between them and their desired end result, the desired end result that they really, really want. So it might seem like, oh, this person is actually angry. Though this person is, so you cannot take every of their complaint personal, right? You just see yourself as a middleman, right? That actually helps them to solve problem. That's basically who you are, right? Another skill that you need to pay attention to as a customer service representative is you need to have the skill of being attentive, paying attention to detail because you might be dealing with customers' names, you might be dealing with their emails, you might be dealing with their account numbers, you might be dealing with transactions, orders, dates, tickets, and one small mistake can create another problem. That is why attention to details must matter. Attention to details because for example, let's say you are working as a customer service representative in e-commerce, and what that means is you are going to be dealing with orders, with transactions, dates. You are going to be working with where they are going to, send the order to. And that's why you need to make sure that you pay attention to detail because one small mistake like A or B or street number 47 and street number 38 can cause a major problem, right? That is why you need to master how to be, pay attention to detail. You need to be very you need to be somebody that is very composed and you pay attention to details. Another six skill, the number six skill that is in my mind that you need to master as someone that is aspiring to work in customer service related job is you need to be computer literate. You need to be computer literate. You don't have to be a software engineer guy. No, we don't need you to be that. We just need you to be comfortable using a computer. Like you need to know how to use email, Google Docs, spreadsheets, browser tabs, copy and pasting, right? Learning new software because these are the things that actually matter. So now let me move to Blessing, I don't hear you. I have all those skills. Now you're saying, so what about the experience? Now let me get to the part that frustrates everybody because people are saying blessing, but they want experience. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know that they want experience, but most of you guys think that the experience they are actually want is a formal experience. Most of you guys don't know that you already have the experience, and that is what I want you to know. It is not until when you have a former experience that is when you now have an experience. No, it's not when you have the former experience. It is not when you have the former experience. Okay. Some of you have even worked as a customer service representative, and most of you guys don't even know that you have worked as a customer service representative. Yes. If your mom sold, if you sold something right, when you were small, or your mom had a provision shop, or you guys have something that you're always selling, right? You have eventually work as a customer service representative. Now you know no. Okay. Now you know no. So and I want you to know the difference between having no customer service job experience and having no transferable experience. They're not the same thing. So many of you have transferable experience, but you don't, because it did not come from customer service in itself, you think that you don't have experience. So your existing experience may actually count. Let's say you have worked as a receptionist, or you have probably dealt with people, you have answered different questions, you have handled complaint, you have organized information in the past, you have communicated with different people in the past. Those are actually customer service experience. Maybe you have actually worked in sales before. Maybe you have interacted with customers. You have answered people question. You have helped people decide what to actually buy. You have followed up. Those are relevant. Let's say you have now worked in an office. Let's say you have managed emails, you have coordinated requests, you have handled people, different documents. Those are actually customer service representative work. Let me now bring it down to people that have worked in a restaurant. Like you have dealt with customers, you have handled complaint, you have worked under pressure. Guy, you're already a customer service representative person. Now you know no. Okay, so because you have never had a formal job, you know, whereby like a formal job that has the name customer service representative, most of you think, no, no, I've not worked as a customer service representative person. No, let's even say that you volunteered. Let's say you manage a community, you have helped people online, you have handled, small business Instagram or WhatsApp messages, pages, and all of that. Guy, that is an experience and it is relevant to customer service representative job role than you think. So the problem is not that you don't have experience. The problem is that you don't know how to position or how to transfer some of the experience you've had in the past into the current job role that you are pursuing. Okay. Of which I think in one of my videos, one of the next videos I'm going to make, I'm going to talk about how you can actually use the skills that you have, the experience that you have, how you can transfer it, tailor it to be relevant to the customer service job that you are applying for. Okay. So now let's move to how do you now build experience if you have actually not have any experience whatsoever. Let's say you are saying, blessing. Me, I genuinely have no experience. So I'm just a young girl. I'm just coming out of school. I don't even know. Then the thing you are going to need to do is to start creating evidence of skill, right? And the truth is, you don't necessarily need to wait for somebody to give you your first job. You can create small projects, okay? You can create small projects. Let's say you are applying for a customer service position at an e-commerce company. You could create sample customer service responses, like, you know, um, let's say a customer say, my order arrived damaged and I want a refund. Think about it. How are you going to respond? Write down how you're going to respond to that message. Now, let's say somebody say, this my name is this my name is Abdul, and then I noticed that I've been charged twice for the same transaction. Ask yourself question, how are you going to undo it? You are gradually creating projects for yourself, when you create responses, and that is what your actual job is going to look like eventually when you get the job. Okay. Now I'm going to move very fast to what software are you going to learn. Now, this particular one is about tools that you will need as a customer service representative, person support, whatever, right? I'm going to talk to you about tools, right? So, guys, you will actually be needing tools like Zendesk, Intercom, Freshdesk, and all of those, CRM tools, which is like customer service representative, tools, right? HubSpot, and I know you're already thinking, I don't know how to do it. They are just basic customer management tools, right? Customer management tools. And the reason they want to, they put it together is because it will be easier. So you will not be going through multiple tasks before you are able to resolve issues. You will not have to like, okay, say, okay, a message came in from our Instagram. So you open Instagram, you respond to that. A message come from Gmail. Instead, they put all of these things in on a particular platform. So I have a video, or I'm gonna do a video whereby I'm going to teach you all of these tools. I'm going to pick one all the tools one by one, and I'm gonna explain all of them to you. Okay. So like I mentioned, you don't need to master every customer service platform in existence. You just need to pick one or two common tools and learn the basics. For example, you need to understand how tickets works, how conversations are organized. You need to understand how you can assign or escalate tickets. You need to know how to store customer information. You need to understand how tags work. You need to understand how internal notes also work. You need to understand how to document interaction. And honestly, you can learn all of these tools free. So the goal is not for you to become a Zendesk expert in a day, right? You just need to be somebody that is comfortable learning customer support software. And trust me, the company you are going to be working for, they are going to onboard you and teach you how to use these things. But at the same time, you need to also understand it by yourself so that it will be easier when they onboard you. Okay. So, where can you actually find all these customer service job roles? Now, this is where I'm going to teach you where you're going to find the job roles, because um, this is where this is another place where beginner waste a lot of time. Don't just search for work from home jobs. That is too broad. Most of you just type blah, 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 work from home, and then they bring random things to you. You need to be specific, right? You need to search for specific roles. For example, you can type remote customer service representative jobs, right? Or customer support specialist, or customer experience associate, or customer support associate, or chat support representative, or technical support representative if you have technical skills, right? So those are the keywords that you should type when you are on a company career page. Let's say LinkedIn, remote job boards, startup job boards, and all of that. And companies that actually hire remotely. All right. So I don't want this video to be long. It's already becoming too long. I'm just going to tell you um in my next video, right? I don't want this video to be long. I'm going to be teaching you how to tailor your CV for customer service representative job, right? You don't want to miss my next video. All right. If you're yet to subscribe, please do well to subscribe. If you have a friend that you guys are looking into getting into a customer service representative job, please do well to send them this particular video, and I'll see you in my next video. I'm going to teach you how to tailor your CV. I'm also going to be offering discounts for everyone that wants to tailor their CV for a customer service representative job. All right, but that will be in the next video. Okay, see you guys. Bye.